Teams winning 4 games, the recent history of the SEC tournament to find your champion. Will it happen here in 2010? Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz, glad to be with you with a SEC tournament preview presented by State Farm as we bring in CBS Sports' Clark Kellogg to break this down. And Clark, last year it was Mississippi State winning 4 in 4 days. The year before that it was Georgia as a surprise team, and really they won 4 in 3 days because of everything that happened there in Atlanta, and then they had to move venues. But you've had a lot of lower seeds make the finals. 4 in the last 4 years have come from the play 4 in 4 days. See that happening again this year?
See it, Jason. That doesn't mean it won't, but I don't have that kind of a viewfinder, really. I'd see it being one of the top seeds being able to prevail. I mean, you look at the separation during the course of the regular season in the in conference play, and I just don't know if any of those teams seeded outside of the top 3 would have what it takes to be able to get on that kind of a run.
Well, one of those teams seated outside the top 3, that would be Florida, and certainly the one that's being talked about the most heading into the SEC tournament. Clark, what do you think about the Gators and what they may need to do? They open with Auburn.
Well, you know what? I would love to see Florida just get to the championship game. That might be enough, Jason, or maybe 2 wins might be enough for Florida to fortify its profile. I mean, they've got wins against Florida State, at North Carolina State. They beat Tennessee, beat Michigan State, won at Mississippi. I mean, that's fairly healthy, and I think would hold up pretty good against teams they might be compared to. So I would think 2 games for sure, 2 wins for sure. One, I think, keeps them very solidly in the discussion for being an at-large candidate.
You talk about winning at Mississippi. Because of the way things shake out in the SEC with the divisions, Ole Miss and Mississippi State each have byes. They won't have to play until the quarterfinals. And maybe a tough matchup in those quarterfinals against possibly Tennessee, possibly Florida. Mm-hmm. Do you think Ole Miss and Mississippi State both have to win their first games to make the tournament?
I think so. I mean, you look at Ole Miss, they lost twice to Mississippi State. So if you get into a head-to-head comparison, they're done in that regard just based on that head-to-head matchup. And then you talk about significant wins. Ole Miss at Kansas State, very impressive win. They beat UTEP, which is a solid team, I think, and a tournament team in my mind. They've won their last 4. Mississippi State has wins over Old Dominion, but lost twice, and beat Mississippi twice. But other than that, nothing noteworthy. So, yeah, I would think that both would have to win and continue to add to the profile to have a chance to be at large team.
Clark, the team we haven't talked about yet here that's obviously going to be the favorite in the SEC tournament, that is going to be Kentucky. They've won their 44th SEC title, and they did it outright by beating Florida Sunday on CBS. How important is this run, or at least this postseason, towards the NCAA tournament because of the fact that they are so young?
I think it's significantly important. That's an excellent point you make, Jason, because you think about this team's talent, which is as good, if not better, than just about everybody in the country. And then you talk about the experience factor. And when you're in a tournament environment, it's one and done. You lose, you are done. You don't have a chance to play for the trophy. You also have the quick turnaround, the quick preparation time. How do you control not only your mental energy, but your emotional energy as young players and a young team in this kind of do-or-die environment? So those are things that John Calipari and his staff will have an opportunity to drive home to this young emerging team, and it'll be good preparation no matter what transpires there for the growth of this very talented Kentucky team.
And assuming if things go according to seed, if they get past their quarterfinal matchup, which you probably would expect them to do against the 4 seed out of the West, Alabama, then they'd see either Tennessee or they'd see Ole Miss. So they will get that opportunity to get a good test right there, and again, not on their home floor. So this will be an interesting opportunity. Do you think Kentucky wins it, or do you think maybe someone like a Tennessee, like a Vanderbilt, makes a run?
No, I think Kentucky wins it. I do. I think this will be an opportunity for that very talented yet young team with its back against the wall to go out and prove that they're ready to make a run in the tournament after this one. So I think they're going to rise to the challenge and get it done.
All right, Clark Kellogg, thank you very much. We'll see you Saturday and Sunday on the Big Ten semifinals and the Big Ten tournament finals.
Yeah, I will be there right next to my partner, Jay Nance.
Looking forward to getting you guys back together. All right, Clark Kellogg here, and don't forget on Sunday, Selection Sunday, and it all gets going with the Big Ten tournament finals at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on CBS. Then at 6 p.m., it's Selection Sunday, where teams are going, what seed, all of that. That'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern on CBS and the CBSSports.com bracket breakdown at 7 p.m. Eastern. Join Gary Parrish and me right here on CBSSports.com for an hour live special breaking down all the brackets, picking the upsets, all that for you, the fan and the user here of March Madness On Demand on CBSSports.com. For Clark Kellogg, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care, folks.